Some of you might remember last year, sometime in the fall, I did a video on this channel talking about a petition that I saw online trying to get GSN to acquire the rights to Sale of the Century and Scrabble. I said this then about the chances of Sale getting on the network. Anybody who has tuned into GSN at any point since at least 2004 knows that they focus more on the current generation of game shows. Sale of the Century would not, because it's focused more on trivia and it's more on shopping. And GSN, to my knowledge, doesn't really embrace shopping-based games. I mean, they haven't had The Price is Right on in over a decade. The mainstream audience is not going to embrace it the way some people do. Well, it's amazing how much things can change in a few months, huh? It comes out today, this being March 20th. Sorry for that. March 20th, that GSN has decided to, indeed, acquire the rights to Sale of the Century. Starting on April 1st, I can almost hear the jokes now, but starting April 1st, Sale of the Century will assume the 9:30 a.m. time slot, while Pressure Luck will move up a half an hour to replace Card Sharks, and Match Game will get the entire 8 to 9 a.m. hour in place of its current sharing of it with Richard Dawson's Family Feud. Let's get to the big news first, and that is, of course, the acquisition of Sale of the Century. This is such a big acquisition, even GSN realizes how important it is. They have already started to run ads for Sale of the Century. Think about that, folks. On a network where they pretty much promote Steve Harvey's Family Feud and the current BS that is Family Trade, Minute to Win It, and Newlywed Game, and all that stuff. We're actually getting a promo, albeit in small doses, that promotes Sale of the Century, a show that has not aired since 1989 on First Run Network TV, and hasn't been seen on TV at all since 1994. That's how you can tell they know this is a big-time acquisition, especially since they've not really either had an interest or been able to acquire the Reg Grundy game shows. So, this is earth-shattering news. And I'm really excited about it. I haven't been this excited in a long time about anything GSN's acquired. But this is actually a very, very positive step, that they're actually willing to think outside the box. Now, we don't know yet what part of the run they're getting. I would think it's probably either going to be something from the mid-'80s or beyond, because I don't see them going after the early episodes with shopping, if they exist. There's rumors they don't, but I don't see them going after that. Because, as I said in that petition video, shopping shows don't seem to be the kind of shows GSN targets. But even so, this is a great acquisition. A very positive move. I hope it invigorates the morning lineup to get people to watch the classics more, because it really did need some freshening up. To briefly address the shows that are being dropped now, Card Sharks, it's kind of been middling in the reruns it's had since it was reacquired a few months ago. And of course, the news of Richard Dawson's feud being eliminated is kind of sad if you're a fan of his show. But I really do think it had gotten to the point where you had so much feud on the network, particularly Steve Harvey, but also a lot of Richard Karn and John O'Hurley, that and the lease had been used for what? This was 4 years. So there hadn't been any fresh episodes in a while. So it's the kind of thing where, yeah, you don't like that it's going to have to go, but considering they weren't going anywhere with it anyway, it's not as huge of a loss as it could have been. I just hope that in the future maybe they'll bring it back, maybe tone down the over-feudification of the network. But sometimes you gotta to give to get something back. And this is a very fair trade-off. I really am very pleased with GSN, and that's saying something, because it's hard for me to praise a network that is trying so hard to convince their viewers that a show where sheep are being traded for cars and dolls were in the episode, and traded for like those kiddie rides you see outside of a big box store is entertaining TV. It isn't. Obviously it isn't. So I'll take that. And I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I'm very happy to admit when I'm wrong, because I really didn't see them going after Sale of the Century, just because it had never been on the network. So I say congratulations, GSN. You've really made a lot of classic viewers happy. I'm pretty sure this is, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this is damage control from the damage Family Trade has done. But still, even at that, I'm giving GSN credit for this. And hopefully this leads to them getting some other shows they haven't pursued. Well, I don't know about Scrabble. I still think they see Lingo as their kind of Scrabble. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see that in the future. Who knows? But congratulations, GSN. And I definitely will be looking forward to April 1st, 9:30, to see Sale of the Century.
Sale of the Century is a Reg Grundy production.